looking forward to getting their 2024 underway in a very real way. Michelle Lee from Canada taking on PV Sindhu. Up next. Wow, looking at the women's singles, and there's confirmation of that fantastic win for Beiwan Zhang over Carolina Marin in 3 games. She's into round 2 and will now face the winner of this match between Michelle Lee and PV Sindhu. Also in this is section 4 of the women's draw. Nina Christopherson, Pa Yu Po, Ratchnok Intanon and Chen Yufei. There's a match for you. And those 4 players will produce the other round 2 match in this section of the draw. But still a lot of great stories evolving in the draw for the women's singles here at the French Open. Well, talking of stories, there's one walking out right now, and there's one walking out just behind it, Chris. 2 players who have been fighting to get back to their best form, shall we say.
Yeah, and you know, both of them being hit with injuries, had a few things that just stopped them, just hindered their momentum when they've been at their best. I mean, 2 phenomenal ladies singles players.
Well, PV Sindhu was actually very emotional last year about the lengthy time it was taking for her to get back into any kind of proper form. As I said, she really did spearhead this wonderful win for the Indian national women's team at the Continental Championships last month, and that's their head-to-head, 9-3, but I guess that's going to be stretching back quite a while now. Last time they met was at the Thai Open in 2023. Current ranking, PV Sindhu 11th in the world, Michelle Lee 24, but really Michelle Lee's only played 4 tournaments, I think, which has been in 2024 after her, well, it's a really serious injury. That was back in August, if I'm right, the World Championships. But I did follow her recovery on Instagram and social media and stuff, and it did take a long, long time for the 32-year-old to get back into any kind of shape at all. And she's really, in the last 4 tournaments, she's been more about really thanking everyone and all the people that have supported her in that journey back. It's got to be tough for players, right?
Yeah, it's horrible. You know, coming back for an injury, and no one can say how long it's going to take because everyone heals slightly differently. Yeah. And also, you can have the same injury as someone else. It doesn't mean it's going to take the same time frame.
Yeah, yeah, I guess.
And it takes time to get back into it with matches, tournaments, and you know, Michelle Lee's played a lot of tournaments so far in 2024.
Yeah, yeah. Well, PV Sindhu, 28 years old now, of course, the former world #2, and that was back in April of 2017. She had a stress fracture in her ankle, and that was back at the Commonwealth Games, if I remember rightly. Since then, she's been struggling to get back. As I said, she's been through a number of coaches as well, but now is beginning to see some kind of reward. But it must be frustrating for someone. I mean, Michelle Lee, all due respect to her, was never world #2. To be world #2 and then have to climb your way back, that's got to be tough.
Yeah, I think, you know, for Michelle Lee, she's been top 10 in the world. She's been a very highly ranked player.
Talisman of Canadian badminton as well.
Yeah, you know, the best ever Canadian singles player and possibly the best ever player from Canada, full stop. Obviously, you've got Brian Yang, who's doing an incredible job in the men's singles. But for Michelle Lee, she's kind of carried a country for quite a long duration. And, you know, these two had a fantastic battle in the final of the Commonwealth Games where PV Sindhu did manage to triumph. But, you know, what's going to happen today, I think it's very difficult to say because what level either player's at, no one's too sure.
I think they'll just be happy with the exposure. Iris Metzpalu and Charles Wang, umpire and service judge for this one. So that's Commonwealth Games. That was in the 2022 edition. 21-15, 21-13 was the result. It's just really up to seeing which of these players is going to be up for it on the day, which is right now. Now, of course, it was in this French Open last year that PV Sindhu retired. And Michelle Lee, of course, was already in her convalescence at that point, so she didn't even start, wasn't entered into the draw. So both of them looking to, well, just really set a mark here in Paris. She was third at the German Open, Michelle Lee, so she's already had a result.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Pusarla v. Sindhu, India. And on my left, Michelle Lee, Canada. Michelle Lee to serve. Love all. Play.
So, Lee playing into the drift to kick off this match. A good, sharp, incisive play from Michelle.
One love.
Very, very aggressive rally there from Michelle Lee to start a match with.
Pusarla v. challenge is called out.
Oh, challenge early on. And I mean second point early on.
Challenge unsuccessful. One challenge remaining. 2 love. Play.
Oh, just crept in.
Michelle Lee challenge is called in.
Well, both players intent on using their 2 challenges as early as possible in this match. Oh, that's in.
Challenge unsuccessful. 1 challenge remaining. Service over. 1, 2. Play.
Well, Sindhu would see it early on.
3,
It's
1.
not connecting so far. And Michelle Lee with a 3-1 lead.
Goal.
Again, good shot.
4.
I'd definitely say Michelle Lee has so far settled better than Sindhu. I think Sindhu hasn't quite settled yet, hasn't maybe got used to the conditions.
Yep, Lee definitely hit the ground running.
Yep, I think even that first rally, you know, Michelle Lee made it very evident she's coming out here to be aggressive and take control of this match.
Service over.
Snapshot return from
2, 4.
PV Sindhu. "28 years old now, PV Sindhu from Andhra Pradesh.
Service over.
Double medalist at the Olympic Games,
5-2.
silver and bronze. 5-time medalist at the World Championship. Gold, 2 silvers and 2 bronze.
Yeah, Sindhu has an absolutely incredible record at the majors.
That's phenomenal. And as I said, that we were talking about talismanic Indian players that have really created a huge following. Well, she's one of them. Wow, this is a more fleshed out, developed rally.
It's much better there from Sindhu, playing the full rally, stretching Michelle until she gets the opportunity. We all know overhead, PV Sindhu, she's very dangerous. She's got a phenomenal angle and good power overhead, but she's got to get the opportunity, and there she does. She's on balance in a good position.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, said Michelle Lee in her recovery. She was very happy just to be playing again at one point. Then, of course, she was happy at the fact she got her first win back on the tour in terms of a match. But semi-finals in the German Open, that was another good point in terms of the recovery chart. So I'm sure she's looking to build on that momentum. So we were talking about Olympic qualification before, Chris. I'm guessing in her position in Canadian badminton, with pretty much being the only women's singles player, top 10 as well, or top 15 at the moment. I think it was a protected rank. She's like 24 now. But what are her chances?
Yeah, I mean, of qualifying, very, very good. Canada do have a few lady singles players that are now of a good level, and I do think this is partly down to, Michelle kind of inspiring the next generation, a bit like Sindhu's done with some of the lady singles players in Saina, also with the lady singles players in India. We saw at the ladies team event, the Indian team, I'm going to be honest, there were some young players I hadn't actually seen before.
And more carb as well. Incredible. She was unbelievable.
And these are really young players with not much experience on the world scene, producing incredible results. Showing the depth that India has, and also Canada now very slowly coming through in the lady singles. And this is what happens, a player inspires a generation, and some other countries it hasn't quite happened, and they're faltering slightly, whereas Canada, a country that's improving, especially in lady singles. Brian Yang possibly also in the men's singles now.
Absolutely. Had a great run in the Indonesia Masters, I remember.
And I think for Michelle, as long as she can stay injury-free, she has a really good chance of qualifying, although she missed a large part of it, almost 4 months with her injury. But still, she's a player of such high caliber that she should be fine to qualify.
Oh, we wish her the best in her Olympic ambitions. Right now, she's 2 points ahead. And playing a nice variety of shots to keep Sindhu moving. Oh, that's just out.
6, 7.
So Sindhu closes in to 1 point. Oh, wonderful return by Michelle Lee.
8, 7.
A little bit short. Michelle read it really well. It's something that's so hard to manage now, just the injury side of it, just because, you know, you need to play the tournaments because it's so competitive. There are so many high-level players. You can't get away with just playing 12 tournaments.
Yeah.
So you have to play a lot, but then it's really hard to manage. How do you stay fit? You know, injury prevention.
Yeah, 12 is the minimum required amount, right? So you can actually...
10 is, they take your top 10. I mean, within reason, you can figure out what's best for you, but, you know, in very simple terms, the more you play, the better to an extent. But then on the flip side, you've got to manage the injury side of it, and also training.
Oh, yeah, obviously.
We saw...
Well, I mean, this really puts in perspective what we said right at the beginning of the day with Kana Yamaguchi in 14 tournaments. I mean, that's unbelievable, right?
And we had Chao, who's played 29, you know, 29 tournaments in the last 12 months. How does he manage to, you know, train, stay fit, stay injury-free? But he's managed to, you know, he maybe is a unicorn in regards to that concept.
Badminton is life, I guess, and that is literally his life if you're going to do it.
But it's often to achieve a high-level performance, you need a training block where everything falls into place and you train.
Well, that's the thing. If you're going to devote that much time and effort throughout the year, then you need to see that progression forward. You need to, and it's almost got to be guaranteed. You just can't not do it. Well. So first mid-game interval, 11-7. Michelle Lee looking in good stead here.
Make sure you're working her around using the court.
So try to hit it down right away. You clear, you don't want to double clear. Just like she doesn't try to rising it forward. I'm like, she always like waiting at the back all the time. Okay? I'm like, she clears, just sitting it down. I'm like, you don't want to clear it twice. If you want to clear it twice sides again. Okay? And then she tried to attack you like as early as possible. Okay, let's say you clear. So try to hitting it down, just hit it straight. Don't hit it back.
For 20 seconds.
Okay, let's go. Go, Michelle.
Well, back on court, and for once, Chris, we're in the wonderful position of both the coaches being in English. That's good to see. So get a bit of an insight as to what's going on.
I think the only thing I managed to catch was just be careful to double clear.
Strangely enough, that's what I got as well.
I think that some players actually don't want too much input. They almost want to, you know, just keep it simple, keep it basic, and too much information can be almost confusing or too much for them.
I'm guessing it's always advisable to have that third-party perspective looking at it from the outside as well, but not too much. You know, it can't be backseat driving almost.
I guess there's the thing with different players. Some players need, for me personally, when I played, I wanted a reasonable amount of information because I could retain it and I needed that. Yeah. Some other players, you know, want to keep it simple, basic, you know, want to keep it positive, encouraging, but not too much information. I would say from that, maybe that's what Michelle needs, or that's what the coaches felt was the right thing to give her.
Yeah, to just keep her bubbling over at the right intensity. Well, so far, she's taking these rallies to the max.
9-11.
And she hasn't really given much for Sindhu to work off.
Pusarla.
Compact enough in terms of how she's dictated the plate.
Michelle, get ready.
Again, Sindhu having to come up with a wonderful shot to win that. But she was being pinned back. So just 1 point in it now. And a chance for Sindhu to tie it up right here. That's gone wide. Mistakes beginning to creep into Michelle's game.
Yeah, and I think Sindhu's now settled a bit more.
Definitely, definitely.
Levels just raised slightly, and it's just causing a few more problems for Michelle Lee. Pusarla, she's definitely now reading the game a bit better. She's taking the shuttle earlier.
Yeah, and that's, as you said, you can step into it and start kind of claiming that proactivity. Oh, she has a wealth of experience, as you'd imagine, to pull on. Not to mention, of course, that Commonwealth Games final in 2022.
Service over, 12-all.
I think it's a really important match for both ladies, just to kind of, I know Michelle did really well last week where she made a semi in the German Open, but except for that this year, Michelle hasn't had the 4 previous tournaments: Malaysia first round, India first round, Indonesian Masters second round, Thailand Masters first round. I just want to get there kind of this year going, as in the ball rolling and the momentum. Obviously,
absolutely,
for Pusarla, she's been out from October. They had the team event where she did put in some fantastic performances. She hasn't played a lot this year, so it's kind of to get 2024 going for her as well. That's why
because it's a different engine, right? I mean, you can come back and kind of play the odd tournament, but getting into that engine of succeeding on the tour, especially over a 3 or 4 month period, which is what we got now. And in that period, you've got the Thomas Cup, of course, and you've got the Paris Olympics at the end of it. So.
Yeah, and we got the big one, obviously, next week of the All England, which is a really big tournament to get everyone into. But we're coming to the end of Olympic qualifying, and it's obviously imperative that you qualify, but then it's to get you in the best condition, the best form, the best run-in to the big one, the pinnacle of the sport, which is the Olympic Games.
Yeah. So that's gone long.
14.
And Michelle Lee back ahead by 2.
Service over.
Oh, just misread that
14.
net exchange.
I would say we haven't had many kind of long, grueling rallies. Although
no, they've been short, sharp,
Yeah, although we're at 16 minutes, I'd say it's just because it's very competitive. And what I mean by that is, the score's very, very even. So we've played a lot of rallies as such, but I wouldn't say we've had a lot of really long, grueling rallies.
Oh, that's for sure. Nice shot by Michelle. That's gone wide.
I feel, the reason is kind of summed up in that rally of the players either gone for it and yep, okay, it just worked, or it's just missed. It's been a lot of kind of forcing the rally, and brilliant when it works. When it doesn't, it's kind of a gift to your opponent.
Well, straight to the body, that's going to work.
It's good pressure there, though, from Michelle. She gets into that position where she just puts Pusarla under so much pressure she can't really get it away, and then
smart play as well.
Yeah, and then nice kill, just well placed at her body at the end.
Well, the important factor is that Sindhu has not been in the lead this first game. She tied it up just now at 14. And she's been getting closer. Oh, that.
Unsighted.
Unsighted. Well, it's a free Hawkeye. Not going to affect their number of challenges. Well, that's in.
In. Service over. 15-all.
So 15-all, she ties it up again. And this first game, now with Sindhu beginning to fire a little, It's now anybody's game. Oh, wonderful winner down the line.
60-15.
And that is her first lead at just the right time.
Service over. 16.
Snapping back that winner. A little bit more of a developed rally. Certainly both ladies testing each other's limits now. Well, called in.
Challenges called in.
Well, she was in the best position to see it.
These are the rallies, though, for me, I would have expected a little bit earlier on in the match. And I think it's just a case of both ladies being out for some time with injuries and coming back in, finding their footing and feeling comfortable again on court. And it's, you know, it's just taking a little bit longer, almost 20 minutes for them to find that.
Oh, just out.
Wow.
Oh, she was right.
Out.
Good challenge.
Great challenge.
17.
As I said, she was in the right place at the right time, and that's such an important point as well. Gets the serve back, 17-16.
Play.
That's gone long.
18.
Wow,
16.
this is a fantastic opportunity now for Michelle Lee to claim this first game.
Service over.
Well,
17.
Sindhu is not happy with that.
18.
Oh, I don't know what she was pointing at. No action's been taken from it. Well, she's always been a very outspoken player, Sindhu. It's gone out. It's 18 all.
All.
Oh, it's a wonderful winner from Sindhu.
19.
Yeah, I think that shot from Michelle
18.
just caught it slightly wrong. Sindhu read it incredibly well, and then the execution was phenomenal, but for me it was the wrong shot. She could have turned it at the net or gone high over. Just sort of set herself up slightly there.
Wow. The table has turned to Sindhu once again. Remember, she only started leading this game from the 16th point on. Oh, that's a great return by Michelle.
19-all. Play on.
Smart play by Michelle Lee. Oh, straight down the line. Great winner. So,
20,
first game point, and it falls
90.
to the Canadian. I might stress it's the only game point. What a way to take it to extra points.
And that's a really frustrating one from Michelle Lee there, because it was impossible for her to get that, and a lot of fortune there from Pusarla.
Yeah, she's really lucky. So, first to 2, first to 30. That's the rules. Oh, that was well pressured by Michelle Lee. She gets her second game point.
20.
See there when Michelle goes at the body of Sin, it's so hard for her to get it away. So even when she tries to, it pretty much ends up half court for Michelle to be able to put it away.
It's been good to see this aggressive kind of movement forward by Michelle.
Yeah, when Michelle's done it, I mean, it's been really, really well executed. Nice serve. Short slightly.
Well, Michelle again dictating the point. Question is, can she kill it off? Oh, that's wonderful.
What a pickup.
Oh, she's left that. That's wonderful decision making. 22-20. And Michelle Lee
22-20.
takes the first game against PV Sindhu.
But you're still inactive here. Yeah. Take a look. Same. When you're in the middle here, how you can do one active something here. But something like this here. When you clear something here, you prepare. Then when you do something here, don't too much near net or something here. Like poke something. And you sit here or you here. You actually clear.
Maybe you took a few hours. Yeah. Relax.
Yeah. Just like easy to catch you something here. So a little bit do something here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Level.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Michelle.
So Michelle Lee out on court first. And it's been a sprightly affair so far in this match. Fifth match on court 1, day 2. Round 1 action from section 4 of the draw.
Second game.
Just had some
Lowell.
names already out. The women's singles, Kim Ga-eun, Nozomi Okuhara, both out on day 1. Oh, In addition to that, of course, Mia Blichfeld also out today. Go Jin Wei out today.
Silver, 1 love.
Carolina Marin, of course, that's probably the biggest name ousted on day 2 by Beiwan Zhang in 3. So a very interesting evolution of the women's singles draw here in Paris. Again, there's that snapshot aggression from Michelle.
Silver, 1 all.
It's been serving her well. Well, she's got to watch that, playing with the drift behind her now, Chris.
Silver, 2.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
1.
2 serves, 2 mistakes.
Well, that's the thing with the lift serve. It does, of course, deny any immediate net attack by placing your opponent immediately on the back line, but got to watch that length. And PV Sindhu looking a lot more active now. That's another great down the line winner from Lee.
It's incredible, yeah, the change of pace from Michelle Lee there. Plays there, and she reads this one, moves up. Fantastic shot, absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, stepped round as well, stepped back into it. Great footwork from the Canadian.
Service over, 3-2.
Michelle did really well to stay in that point, and then that final mistake. It's just so well to stay in here. And then this one here, she's actually got time.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be that tight.
Time and a lot of space as well.
Yeah.
I think she knew it.
Service over.
Oh, that was a wonderful little drop shot. For a second, I actually doubted myself, and I thought that might be either a net call or out, but it was perfectly placed. Back with the serve. So she's doing what she needs to do at the right time.
Service over.
Turned into an incredible shot.
3.
Yeah.
Fantastic placement, steps in, punches into the corner. I think Michelle was ready for a flatter shot.
Oh, that's that great overhead camera. Michelle stepping into it again. Well, if that's in.
Silver.
Oh, my, wow.
4.
Great shot. Fantastic coverage.
It's brilliant. Michelle takes control of that rally. And when she has been, you know, aggressive and shown her, you know, she's got really good attack, stepping in, taking it well.
Well, she took that point by the scruff of the neck, really. 4-all. Attack's been good. Patience has been good. And look at that. It's wonderful.
5-4.
I don't know, it just seems to be a little bit more of a sting in the tail for Michelle Lee in this tournament. I didn't actually get to see her third spot in the German Open, but I do know that her first match back at the Malaysia Open, she was heavily favoring her knee. So her movement, she didn't want to overstep it. I've actually seen a couple of times in this match already where she's quite happily putting full weight at full speed and power onto that knee.
Yeah, and sometimes it can be a psychological thing rather than an actual physical thing, because when you've had a serious injury, you doubt
whether it can take it, right?
And it's only kind of testament to time, as in you have to prove it to yourself. Look, it can handle it, and then you start to forget about it, and then it is okay,
6.
That's another fantastic winner. A scissor smash cross court, really nice.
one of those things that sometimes holds someone back when they come back from an injury is hesitation, because they're hesitating about, can I get that? Can I make that? Whereas if they're free, they're confident, they're flowing.
You don't think about it, right?
Exactly. Yeah. You're smoother, you're quicker.
Well, that's the great thing about the human body, in that, well, I mean, it's a wonderful piece of bioengineering anyway, but when you do have to think about something, your body follows and does it. 6-4. Sindhu trying the corners.
7-4.
And losing ground here. Well, I'll tell you one thing. If Michelle Lee does manage to pull this off, this is going to be a real feather in the cap in terms of her recovery. It's true, yes, Sindhu is also on the comeback trail, but after her performances helping the team last month, I think Michelle Lee will be very proud with any victory she could pull off against higher-ranked opponents, if, of course, she can do it.
Service over. 5-7. Pusarla, is it okay? Shuttle okay? Play. Play.
A bit of confusion, communication perhaps.
Yes.
There is Metspalu in the umpire's chair. Well, that was an important point for Sindhu. Michelle Lee looked like she was streaking away there. Oh, that's a great drop. She's been getting a lot of reward from that shot.
6.
A little cross drop into mid-court. Really acute angle.
It's a lovely turn at the net.
Yeah. That one was even more acute than the last one we saw. 8-6. And good for it, actually. Oh, Sindhu, that looked like it was heading out. Sindhu definitely the one guilty of the more unforced errors at the moment. And that might just be her downfall.
Yeah, and I would say it's just a little bit patchy from both ladies, but it's totally what you'd expect. You know, both players have been out with an injury, and I don't think either one of them's back to their best, unsurprisingly.
But I think relatively between the two, I think Lee's looking a bit more compact.
A little bit, yeah. She's played more tournaments, you know. When I looked originally at having played 5 tournaments this year, I did think that was quite a lot. But, you know, it's helped her that she's gradually got better and better and better. And German Open, her last tournament, semi-final, and she played well. So almost forcing herself to play more tournaments maybe than she'd want to. Yeah. You know, it's pushing her in the right direction, whereas Pusarla, she's not played nearly as many. Now, is that because the injury took longer or different decision or whatever it is? So it might just take her a few more tournaments to get back into.
Well, actually, there is a story behind that, because I think it was in December that she actually came out and said that she wants to re-engineer how she's thinking about the whole thing. So it was a very psychological decision for Sindhu to pull out. And she said, you know, I'm going to make my my reappearance. I'm going to make my kind of at the Asia Championships. So 11-6.
If you are in control, continue to do something here. Don't hesitate. Yeah.
Relax.
In the front, something like don't direct. Some here plus or something. Oh, continue. Use your footwork or something here. Leave your footwork.
Service if she's serving high, no? So I think only playing down. See, if you're confident, then you...
Coach, return to your chair, please.
So back on court. And this is an all-important phase of play for Michelle Lee. Interesting, though, that Sindhu's coach is asking her to relax. Might be locked in her head a little bit.
Players?
Yeah, you know, I definitely think it would be partly in her head of, you're stressed, you know?
Yeah.
She's lost the first game. She's down in the second. She's not playing to the level that everyone knows she can play to. And you can't help it. You get more tense. The only difficult thing is, if it was as easy as just to relax, you would relax. You know, sometimes.
Isn't that the truth?
Yeah.
It's a $1 million industry, isn't it?
Yeah. It's advising her, you know, just believe in yourself. This is the integral thing. She's put the hard work in. You know, we know the level she can play at, and that's still inside. At the moment, she's not quite showing that, but, you know, she can play to that really, really high level. There's no doubt about it, but it's getting her to really believe that without forcing it. Yeah.
Well, for Michelle Lee,
challenge
is coming in again. I think this is Sindhu. It was called out, challenging it in. I didn't really get, I'll be honest with you, I didn't really get a good look at it.
Challenge unsuccessful.
And that's unsuccessful, so really
13-6.
it's a compound of problems for PV Sindhu at the moment.
Service over, 7-13.
Not a chance here. Mistake there from Sindhu.
14.
And I think that situation is very difficult to try the shot that Pusarla tried there. You go with a clear and play it safe, work the rally again.
Yeah.
Service over, 8-14.
Well, she's making the best of it. But I think Michelle Lee is going to be very happy with this buffer that she has. And doesn't have to rush it in any sense of the word.
9-14. Fault. 10-14.
She's making a little bit of a comeback here. Good shot there.
That's exactly what Pusarla needs, just that little bit of momentum to get her going, get her confidence, get her belief.
Well, an actual point run for Sindhu. That's the best way to build confidence.
Pusarla.
Yeah, this is a big comeback. 14-7 to
exactly.
14-11. It brings you right back into contention.
Actually, the best run that we've seen from her in this second game. Calmly. That's gone long. So 14-12 now.
Now Michelle Lee's kind of bleeding the points, as it were, and she's making quite simple, unforced errors.
That's right. We haven't actually seen her do any of that. She's been really confidently striking out. Well, that was a good shot. And there's the fist bump to prove it.
15-12.
6 points away from a second round match against Beiwan Zhang. Ooh, that looked like it was going wide. Nice pick up by Lee. Oh, wonderful shot.
16-12.
Well, she weathered that point well.
Placement there from Michelle, perfect. You can see it's just too wide for Sindhu to be able to reach that.
You also see it bending in as well. So I'm now pretty much convinced there's a tiny bit of sideways drift happening here at the Adidas Arena, as we'll find out over the next few days. Only day 2. That's a wonderful shot by Sindhu.
Service over. 13-16.
Well, as I've said on so many occasions, next 2 points absolutely crucial. If they go to Michelle Lee, then she's in a stunning position to take this game and match. And if it goes to Sindhu, then we might just have a grandstand finish here in the second. Wonderful cross court again from Michelle. 17-13.
17-13.
These next, the next 2 points are so crucial.
Absolutely.
For Pusarla.
She has to get this right. As I said, she has a wealth of experience to pull from, for what play to use.
Well left, but still for me, I feel like Pusarla, she's just on the back foot. She's allowing Michelle to be able to try and dictate.
Absolutely, yeah, agreed. She's been front foot, but just maybe not merciless, killer enough, really.
Play.
Just gone wide.
15-17.
Has PV Sindhu got what it takes?
Definitely think we're going to see some nerves coming now.
Yeah.
Some of these rallies are so short, simplistic errors they never normally make.
Well, especially in Michelle Lee's case, we haven't seen her make these errors all match. That's a beautiful little drop. Wow, bit of deception on it.
Service over.
Yeah, and then a moment of pure brilliance. The skill level needed to play that shot's very, very high, and the room you have, the margin for error is very, very small.
And the confidence you need to push that shot as well. Oh, well, we're seeing some real classics now.
Service over. 16-18.
Well, necessity is the mother of all invention, and for Sindhu, now up against the ropes, literally seeing some of the best shots she's played all match. Oh, went for the deceptive again. Lee.
18.
Just missing by about a foot now.
This is the thing, though. Michelle, she's trying too hard to win the point. She's forcing it, and in the end, she's giving gifts. We did see three or 4 points ago that absolutely phenomenal, double action, return of serve, which was sublime. But since then, it's gifts. And this is the thing: if you go for it too early and you give the point to your opponent, it's such an easy point for them.
Oh, she's got to calm it down. She's left that well. Wait, that was a change in decision by the line judge, who initially said out, then he went for in, and now, of course, it's going to be an unsighted free Hawkeye, I'm sure.
No, he then changed it to in, and Michelle's now...
Oh, challenging it.
Yeah,
okay,
Michelle's
so it's her challenge.
Yeah.
Strange decision by the line judge. Well, how important is this challenge? Oh, it's in.
Challenge unsuccessful.
Yeah, and I think that's why the line judge, first of all thought it was out and then did exactly the right thing, corrected himself and made the correct decision.
Well, PV Sindhu hasn't got a better chance here to force a third and deciding game. Nice block by Lee. Nice pickup by Lee. Oh, that's gone out. Trading errors, both of them. And running out of points.
It's a much better rally, though, on Michelle's side of things, because she hasn't forced it, she hasn't gone too early, she's worked the rally.
Patient, she was patient about it,
patient but not passive. Whereas some previous rallies, we saw her just forcing it at the wrong time and gifting Pusarla the point.
Play.
So 19 all on serve.
Let. Get ready.
Well, Sindhu not ready for that one.
Bit of fortune there for Michelle, because that was a long, long way out.
I was about to say that was one of the most errant serves so far. Just pull it in. That's a little bit better. It's got to be patient. Oh, that's in.
Yeah, Michelle left it as well. There's more hope, but she could have got it, but she did leave it. And that's where sometimes when you don't have a clear mind, she hasn't quite got a clear mind at the moment. She's not making the right decision.
So Sindhu with a game point. First game went to extra points. Can Michelle Lee force that situation again?
Quite a bad slip there from Michelle at the back of the court.
She's now chasing this point.
Brilliant.
Oh, wonderful stuff.
Absolutely phenomenal block.
Such a great read. So, first to 2, first to 30, extra points it is. And Michelle Lee again showing some of the confidence that she showed in the first game that served us so well.
We can see on that replay, the accuracy there from Pusarla just wasn't quite good enough. The smash was just too close to Michelle to cause her enough trouble, and that's what allows Michelle to be able to play that phenomenal cross block.
Michelle.
Well, I don't know if that was Michelle Lee going too early or Sindhu not being ready.
Yeah, I would agree with you there, I would say.
Be ready, okay? Be ready.
Oh, I think it was a bit of both.
Yeah.
Iris Metspalu with a reprimand for both. So, 20 all. Wrong-footed Lee. On the attack. Oh.
Service over.
That's the thing. Before that, Michelle was doing it. She was doing everything right. She was in control of the rally, dictating, and I think it looked like 2 or 3 or even 4 shots went through her mind because she held it.
Yeah.
And then the final shot, obviously, it was a combination of probably 4 shots in one, and the quality of the shot just wasn't good enough.
So, game point for Sindhu. Well, just like that, Michelle Lee has succumbed in the second. 22-20, and it's a third and deciding game. Both 26 minutes, game 1 and game 2, both 20-22. And there really is nothing to separate these two ladies. And it looks like it's going to be another 26 minutes for game 3.
Also just bring it in just a little bit, like she's she's not hurting you with her moving around the court. Just keep it in a little bit more.
So the strategy, the one that you're playing is already good. You just need to play safe. I'm like, you don't have to make it like perfect shots. I'm like, just try to hit it in, play safe first. I'm like, the strategy is already good. Already making her back. But once you try to play like front court, I'm like, if it doesn't work, just bring it to the back right away. Because like she's expecting that you're smashing at her, and then she try to make you run too. Okay, push her to the back, and you get the chance, hitting it down. Mix it up to her forehand, her backhand is alright too. I'm like, you know that the focus is like hit it to her backhand side. Okay? I'm like, if it has to be swift, it doesn't have to be hard. Stick smash. Okay? Stick smash.
This is the, and again.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. On court. Final game.
So, final game here. And PV Sindhu's going to have a bit of a shot in the arm from that, Chris. Getting the second game.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it could have gone either way. I mean, both games technically could have gone either way, and it's can either one of them just raise their level slightly, and it's just a few unforced errors. I mean, we saw there, it's just, you know, it's
snatching.
Snatching. It's just a little bit of nerves. It's a bit of apprehension, a bit of doubt. It's all coming together, and it's just because they haven't played a lot, because they've both been injured. This is why you know, come back for any player, it takes time.
Getting into that match rhythm kind of thing.
Getting into the flow and feeling comfortable, and it's the belief, the rhythm, the momentum, it's everything coming together.
Well, if it does make a difference now, then Michelle Lee firing into the slight breeze here at the Adidas Arena. Drift flying from top to bottom, or blowing, I should say, from top to bottom on your screen. So Sindhu's going to have to watch her lifts. And I suspect that there's a little sideways left-right as well, which may have just affected that shot. But the jury's still out on whether that sideways drift exists. 2-1.
Service over, 2-all.
Straight to the body.
3-2.
And I would say the attack of Michelle, it has been good today. I think it's just been a little bit inconsistent and forced at times. But when she plays the rally and waits for opportunity like that, she's been very devastating with her attack.
Well, I think for the first game and probably about halfway through the second game, it was working well enough. The averages were working well enough. Then, as you said, she got a little bit too enthusiastic or a little bit too impatient in the second half of the game, and Sindhu creeps back in. So now she just has to really keep that composure. But I think in terms of inventiveness, Michelle's been coming up with the better shots, especially in midcourt.
Yeah, I'd say she's had good shot quality. I think, and this is to sort of highlight to some players that are, you know, sort of starting their badminton journeys, why you cannot just literally attack, because you have to wait for your opportunity. You have to open the court. You've got to create space in the court so that the area to hit into is larger, and you can't force it, because if you have to go for something that's a tiny, tiny space, well, there's a good chance you're going to miss it.
Yeah, it's true. To any young players out there right now, what you see on TV is absolutely fantastic to watch. But get the fundamentals of the game up is probably the best, well, it's definitely in every sport, the best starting block in your journey. Well, they're both now having a pop.
5-3. 3.
And it's Sindhu that's gone 2 points up. This is the best start we've seen from her in a game. She's been trailing in both the previous games.
And on that one, it was the angle, really steep angle. Placement was okay, not phenomenal, but it's good power and a great angle, really steep. And that's something that's, you know, Sindhu's renowned for, how steep her attack can be.
Oh, she has got that height advantage.
Yep.
Oh, almost perfect from Michelle, who is rapidly falling away here.
There's a brilliant stop drop that. We haven't seen that enough.
Yeah.
Because we know that Sindhu's got the power. We know that. She's, you know, she's got a big smash, steep angle. So her opponent's a little bit deeper,
hands,
yes,
yeah.
but it's using that control and that incredible kind of stop drop to expose how deep Michelle is. Again, lovely return.
Wonderful drop shot. She's done that 3 times now.
4, 6.
And every time it's just been unanswered. By the way, that big applause that you're hearing is for a French pair, Corvée and Labar, you were talking about before. Currently at match point against the Daddies, Arslan and Setyawan, on court 2. So some cheer for the French fans.
5, 6.
I'm just quickly stressed though. No, they've done it. I was about to say it's 2019. Well, they've done it. So the French fans here at the Adidas Arena, something really to cheer about. That's a great result. That's wide.
6-all.
So Michelle Lee has managed to capture that deficit. 6-all on serve.
Service over. 7.
I do think Michelle struggled a little bit today with her serve, just with the consistency of it. I've seen a lot of short serves, seen her serve out quite a bit. Maybe just struggling a little bit more with the drift than Sindhu.
Reaching. She was definitely reaching for that.
8-6.
And Sindhu now looking like she's hit a good vein of form. Very dangerous clear from Sindhu. Oh, who was just so involved in what she was doing that she forgot about the court coverage on the right side.
And you can see here Michelle just making Pusarla just move the full distance of the court, the full extremity.
Yeah, and also from, you could see from Sindhu's footwork how indecisive she was as to where she was supposed to go.
Yeah,
lost precious amounts of time.
It is that little bit of deception from Michelle. She just held it that fraction, just held it, and as you said, made Pusarla just question where the shuttle was going.
And that was enough. So a good fight back from Lee. Again, playing the acute angles on the net very well. That time, though, Sindhu comes through. That's a wonderful shot by Sindhu. That's gone wide, so mistakes creeping in again. And as we approach the 3rd and final mid-game interval, it's Sindhu that is in the ascendancy. Oh, again, that drop shot working very well on the left side. So 11-7 at the break. That's a world-class shot.
But still, active. I practice again. All but connected something. Yeah, okay. Deep breath. Feeling well.
The shuttle is little fast. Dribble more at the net, get openings. Then mix half smash and full smash, both.
Take your time. So you play step something here. Take a look. Yeah.
On coach, Pusarla.
So back on court for the conclusion of this fascinating match between Michelle Lee and PV Sindhu, and Michelle Lee in the awkward situation of being in this situation, trailing by 4 points for the first time in the match in the third game. Sindhu has had very few leads.
12-7.
Yeah, I'd say, especially in the third game, Sindhu's dramatically improved her level. I think
absolutely.
She was really struggling in the first two, just to find how she wanted to play and reading the game. I think in this third game, so far anyway, she's definitely been the better player. I think Michelle's dropped a little bit, and Pusarla, she's definitely improved her level.
Well, there've been some world-class drop shots in there from Sindhu. That's helped. She's got an open court essentially here to work with. Oh, wonderful from Lee.
Service over. 8-12. Change. Michelle.
Very slow walk around to the shuttle for Michelle Lee.
A
lot of work to be done. It's gone wide. Gone long, sorry.
9-12.
It's gone long.
Service over.
So again, in that pattern of trading errors,
9.
which is fine if she wasn't 4 points behind.
Yeah, and this is the difficult thing now. Can Michelle find what's needed to turn it around? She's got to be able to control that drift. Also, she's got to disrupt the rhythm now of Sindhu's, who's flowing a lot better.
Yeah, she's definitely
Service over.
not making as many errors. I mean, she did just then, but she's not making as many clean-cut errors as she was before Sindhu. She's being a little bit more effective as well. So one thing Lee cannot count on is those errors coming. She has to find a way to break that rhythm, overcome another 3 points. So job one is to tie it up. Job two is to take the lead. That's that beautiful drop. Fourth time we've seen it.
13.
Yeah, lovely little turn at the net, just the hold. Just held it for long enough, and then fantastic placement. Tight cross-court net.
4 times that's worked against Sindhu. We haven't seen her react yet, so that's a good source of points for Lee.
12.
Well, how about
30.
that?
Pusarla.
The net court always comes in at just the right time. And
yes.
for Michelle Lee, that's perfect.
Yeah, and any time in this match where it's looked like one player's going to kind of escape and, you know, stretch away from the other, all of a sudden gets pulled right back in.
So 1 point back on serve. So job one of tying it up could be executed right now. Oh, that's gone wide.
Yeah, and
so she's done it.
Yeah, this is a big momentum shift because in Pusarla she was 12-7 up and it looked like she was flowing and it was working. Now all of a sudden, just slightly
patchy.
Yeah, patchy. Her rhythms got disrupted and a big comeback. 12-7 down to 13-all, and it's a massive run now of momentum that Michelle has.
Just the right time for her to tie it up. Would have been different if she left it to 16, 17, 18, but 13 gives her plenty of options. That's a wonderful interception by Sindhu.
40-13.
Yeah, Pusarla, she's done brilliant there. Great net, held her base, read it. Maybe a little bit fortunate. I'm not sure that's totally where she meant to play the shot, but yeah, it's a miss hit.
Took a little bit of a tumble. Oh, that's much better from Lee.
Service over. 14-all.
Yeah, that's what we saw earlier on in the match. When she gets the opportunity, she's so quick going forward. Brilliant.
Well, that's a lot more like the attack we were seeing in the first game. So maybe it was that momentum you were just talking about, Chris. That run from 12-7 up, 14-all. But she's been winning the Lions' share. I should say the Lioness's share, I guess, of the points. And now fully on the attack again. That's compounded by another mistake by Sindhu.
14.
It's amazing how the momentum has shifted. You know, we were saying how Sindhu had raised her game, and she had, there's no doubt about it, and she was playing to a higher level, and all of a sudden Michelle gets a few points back, and the momentum has totally swapped. To go from 12-7
to
down
15-14,
to 15-14 up, it's incredible.
And she's left that. That's in.
Service over.
No challenge.
15-all.
I mean, we should have known we're going to have setting, aren't we? Can't be anything other.
It's true. It's true. Sometimes you got to face the facts of life. You know, that's what it is.
We're an hour and 12 minutes in. One game all, 15-all.
Oh, it's a mistake there.
15.
Sindhu edges ahead.
And this is the crazy thing. As soon as you feel someone starts to get
the other one turns up.
A slight hold on it, you know, then they don't. The other one either pulls back or mistakes creep in, or
just like a spinning coin, basically. Well, Michelle's definitely got control of this point if she can hold it. Wow, that's good work from Sindhu.
Perfect. I think it's landed just on the line.
It has. 16-all.
Just point for point now. And this is where it's so important. You don't gift your opponent any simple, short-lived. You know, you don't go for something that's not on. If your opponent is going to win the point, they're going to win it. They're going to play a good shot, and they kind of deserve to win it. You're not going to gift them anything.
That's gone out.
This is what I mean. It's just such a freebie.
17.
Yeah, it is literally.
You know, you've got to bring it 6 inches in, that's fine. The drift, you've got to play it safe.
17-16. Michelle Lee with a fantastic opportunity again. But to be honest with you, Chris, I remember saying that in the second game. Is that in?
Just
no,
out.
Just out.
Yeah.
Just wide. 17 all. Well, it's the business end of the business end. It's the third game. 17 all. And they have been absolutely matched. 22-20 and 20-22. Both first games and second games in 26 minutes. Nothing to separate them. They've both had runs, they've both had dips, and they've both been just as efficient at making mistakes as winners. Fast exchange there. Oh, backhand kill to the body.
Service over.
Smart play.
18-17.
Incredible slice down. The one before down. Pusarla's forehand. And she gets the opportunity at the net.
So 18-17.
It's quite tough as well for Pusarla when she's quite a tall player, and when she's getting attacked at her body, it's quite hard for her to get the shuttle away.
Yeah. Especially from that hip kind of torso area. Well, they're running out of points here. Oh, wrong foot from Lee, and that left her open. And she's floored.
18 all.
Short lift, but brilliant placement there. Pusarla. No chance for Michelle to be able to get that.
It's a bit of a theatrical role, if you ask me. She's actually guilty of a lot of theatrical roles. But I think that's just a testament to her character more than anything else. Just lost in a moment for a second, Michelle Lee. 18 all.
18 all.
Want to get her head back in the game.
Play.
Well, it's been a fantastic effort from both ladies, it has to be said. Whoever does win this. Not their best, obviously, as we said, but on their comeback trail, a very fascinating and entertaining match. Oh, nice pickup. Kept her in the point. Oh, that's gone long.
19-18.
The other thing is, no matter what is the outcome, and it's going to be hard for the person that obviously doesn't triumph to take this on, but understanding for both of them that they've got through a very grueling contest, an hour and 17 minutes, and after they've been off for quite a long duration with injuries.
It's the litmus test. It is.
They're back in, they're back into it, and it's just going to take a bit more time for both of them to be at their very best. But there's been moments where both of them have showed a very, very high level. We've just both of them seen a few dips as well of unforced errors, wrong shot selection. And
just have to pull in the unforced errors, make it a bit more compact.
Yep.
And they'll be all set. So 19-18, important point, but haven't they all been in this third game? Oh, wonderful dipping shot from Sindhu, and that might be
match point 18.
The shot that won it. 2 match points.
And the difference between these two ladies is literally been nothing.
Yeah.
They've been nip and tuck.
Absolutely nothing.
The whole match. This
has been fun to watch, and Sindhu, 2 match points. And she really did look out of it. The second game. Oh, she's not done yet. That's one saved.
19.
Yep, absolutely perfect.
It's brilliant. Absolutely. From where she was on court as well, that is amazing.
And also, if that was too flat, you know, Sindhu was reading it and she could have intercepted it, so she had to get it over her. And the margin she had was so small, but played to perfection.
Well, it would only be right if this one ended 2022 as well. Let's see. That's gone wide.
Game.
Valiant effort from Michelle Lee. Best performance we've seen from her on her comeback trail, especially in 2024. And for PV Sindhu, well, after the team effort that she put in last month, this definitely a great individual performance that she's going to be happy with.
Match won by Pusarla v Sindhu, 20-22, 22-20, 21-19.
Well, Iris Metswalu has called it right there. And all that's left for me to say is, Chris, thanks so much for joining me today for the first 5. We're on tomorrow as well.
Yeah, we look forward to all the matches tomorrow.
Yeah, it's going to be great based on what we've seen today at the French Open. And as we look at the last point, what a fantastic match between Sindhu and Lee. 1 hour, 20 minutes in the end. And there's confirmation of it. 22-20, 20-22, 21-19 in the end. And it's PV Sindhu that's through to the second round.
Adidas Arena here, this beautiful new arena built specifically for the Olympic Games later this year. Well, what a terrific match we've just witnessed in the women's singles. And next up, this should be equally as exciting.